Duff is in here. Duff Holmes, been a while. Duff, good morning. How are you?
What's up, Bill? Been a long time.
It has been a long time.
How you doing?
So what's the latest here? Duff, of course, a long time ago was manager and trainer of Matt Hamill, and now you moved on. You have your own gym and fighters that are really competing, including this guy here.
Yeah, this guy here is Dave Marfone. He's been with me since 2011.
Yeah,
and just signed a deal with the big time.
What's going on, guys?
So which big time are we talking? There's a few of them out there now.
Yeah, he's just signed with Bellator MMA, which is pretty big. They got to deal with Spike TV, and they're running a major pay-per-view event a week from this Saturday, June 24th at Madison Square Garden.
MSG.
They're the ones that are coming to the Turning Stone in August, I think, right?
Correct.
Yeah. Wow, that's going to be huge, man. So, what's your record and what's you look? We've met before, and you look different.
Yeah, my record's 5-2 right now.
You are more caught now than man. You're massive now.
Well, I've leaned out quite a bit.
Yeah,
we got a fight coming up. I'm only a week away, so
I usually lean in. I lean up against the wall. Duff knows. I used to work out at his
against
gym.
The wall.
I couldn't even pick that rope up that you had over there. That thing you have to do in the workout gyms. But you've done incredibly well. And your record right now is what?
It is 5-2.
5-2. That's a professional record.
Professional. Yep.
Okay. And what is your? I mean, what do you have a? I don't know.
My
move.
background?
Your background?
A finishing move. It's not professional wrestling, Bill. It's MMA.
I understand
I'm no Ric Flair, you know.
But you gotta have. I mean, do you choke him out? How do you finish him off?
Oh, I mean, you'd want to choke him out. Any type of finish would be great. But
are you better at wrestling? I was going to say, are you better at wrestling or is it boxing? And
wrestling. I'm a collegiate wrestler. That's where my background comes from.
Where are you from, by the way?
Adirondack High School. So I went to high school. Near Boonville.
Great wrestling program there.
Great wrestling program. Yep. Won states 2 years ago.
That's a major accomplishment, right? And I'm not sure everybody realizes how big it is to win a state wrestling championship.
Correct.
It's pretty big. So you've gone from that, and you've kind of jacked up a little bit now. What did you wrestle when you were in high school?
I progressively increased my weight as I went through high school and college, but I wrestled at 45, 52, 65, and 71 in college.
All right. Where'd you go to school?
Went to school in Oneonta.
Okay.
Yep.
And tough to find colleges that have the wrestling program today. A lot of them have dropped. The biggest crime of all was when Syracuse dropped their program a long time ago.
A lot of the stronger programs keep their programs.
Yeah. And so what made you decide to do this? Obviously, there's some money to be made here.
Well, I was very competitive in high school and in college, and that's kind of like my nature. So after college, there was nothing really competitive out there.
Right. What are you going to do?
Yeah, so I got into a gym, started grappling, rolling around, and they had a fight team, so I kind of thought about it and joined the fight team.
I'm sorry, I've kind of followed you on social media and stuff, and I know there's been situations where you've fought with a few different promotions, and I believe at certain points it's been difficult to find a competitor for you, right? Some guys were not really motivated to get in the ring with Dave. I guess there's good reason for that, but is that true?
Yeah, at this level, it's sometimes you don't have the commitment that you do at the higher levels because guys are just kind of getting into the pro leagues and they don't have the commitment like other guys do. So yeah, he had a couple fights back out on him. He had a couple bad breaks along the way. I mentioned his record's 5-2. One of his losses was due to a cut in the middle of a fight that wasn't.
I remember
nothing was really happening. And then his last fight was on CBS in Atlantic City, and he won the first 2 rounds. Ended up getting a horrible stoppage in the third round. He's still working for a single leg on the guy, and then the ref stepped in and stopped the fight. Good news is Dana White was actually there. Mm-hmm. And, he's obviously from the UFC, but they were shooting one of his reality shows there, and he came to me and said that was a horrible stoppage. And I told him after, I go, listen, the people who know are going to know that you didn't lose that fight, and you're going to get an opportunity from this. And sure enough, Bellator came calling, and he got his opportunity.
Nice. And, of course, that's a big there'll be Madison Square Garden, and then, of course, up here, where will you have the opportunity? When is this opportunity? When will we see him fight?
It's June 24th. It's a week from Saturday. And it's a major card. He'll be the first fight on Spike TV, so it'll be live on Spike. He's fighting undefeated Neiman Gracie, and everybody knows the Gracie name, so most people go their whole career and never even think about fighting a Gracie. He's going to get one right now.
It's funny when you told us that when you said that you were from Boonville or from Adirondack High School, which is at a place called Boonville. We're all well aware of where Boonville is. I wrestled in high school, and it was Mohawk, Ilion, Adirondack, those schools were all. I was horrible. Nothing like you. But still, I was there. So we're well aware of where Adirondack is and Boonville. So you're one of us, and we should be supporting you as the local guy. I mean,
That's right.
This is in our backyard in Boonville.
Yeah, exactly, 100%. I mean, how many times have we been in here talking about the legalization factor? Like,
Yeah.
when is New York going to come around and legalize? And how many times we come in and say, well, we're going out of state, we're going to Jersey, we're going here. Well, we finally are in our home state, and not only our home state, but we're finally in the Garden.
Yeah,
so
that's awesome.
it's something that's like, really puts an end on all this for.
So, and then to be able to see fights right up here at the Turning Stone, and who knows, there might be something down the road coming to Utica. The sport is enormous.
Yeah, the sport is huge right now.
Yeah.
I mean, if you just saw the UFC sold for $4.2 billion.
Yeah.
I think we talked about that last time off a $2 million investment. But
Yep.
the sport's huge. The upstate market is finally being tapped into because really our amateurs for the last, say, 5-6 years, they've been like professionals.
Yeah.
We just didn't leave the state because it didn't make a lot of sense when we were getting paid.
Right.
So you had high-level amateurs fighting. Well, now these major organizations are realizing there's a lot of talent right here in upstate New York.
Dave Marfone is from Boonville, and he is now fighting a big fight coming up on the 24th. MMA, and Duff Holmes, of course, is a manager and trainer, has a gym. How long in between fights can you go? How long before? So if you fight on the 24th, when do you think and you'll be successill there? When's your next fight?
I mean, you could fight every month if you really want to,
Yeah.
or, as long as you stay healthy. That's the key.
All right. What are you
Staying
comfortable
healthy.
with, Duff?
Like you just said, depends on how much damage he takes in the fight. If
Yeah.
he gets real banged up, he's going to need some time to heal.
All right.
But it'd be nice to turn around and get him on that Turning Stone card. You never know.
Huge card the night that you guys are fighting at MSG. I forget the names, but I've seen the poster. Some of the bigger names. You go back a couple of years that were in UFC. Who's the guy he's actually
Chael
a
Sonnen,
phenomenal
Vanderlei Silva.
trash talker, by the way, Chael Sonnen.
Yep.
But I'm sorry, go ahead. You were saying?
No, Chael Sonnen and Vanderlei Silva headline the card.
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Now, with Bellator, are you under contract? Is this a fight?
Correct,
If you
yeah.
win, you still with them, or
Yeah.
if either way you have more fights?
That's right, yep.
Yeah, he signed a 3-fight deal with them. So
That's great.
And another big name on this card is Fedor Emelianenko, who's hasn't fought in a while. A lot of people consider him the greatest of all time. He's fighting Matt Mitrione on the same card.
All right.
That's a huge
And then,
deal, man.
and where do you like to? I mean, do you have to suck weight for this, or this basically? Are you at a natural weight right now? Where are you?
I fought as low as 155, and that's more of a sucking weight for me.
Okay.
This is more of a natural
Okay.
dropping weight for me. So
And how do you feel
I'm
like
pretty
that
healthy.
way? That's
I'm healthy, yeah.
yeah.
I'm only like 14, 15 pounds over right now.
Okay.
So
and
that's not
that's
bad for
easy
me.
to drop. I mean, we hear stories. Explain to people how, if you had to drop weight, how much weight could you drop in a day?
Well, I've dropped as much as 10 pounds 5 hours before weigh-ins.
5 hours
That was
before
about 2
weigh-ins.
fights
Yeah,
ago.
yeah. It might have happened during high school too, although they tried to stop that from happening in high school. But it still happens. You can drop the weight, water weight. You gotta keep on that weight. That stuff's very important. But Duff, you're back in the game here. This is big.
Well, Bill, I never left the
I
game.
know you never left the game, but you've got a spotlight on.
Yeah,
this
we're
kid.
back in the big time, that's for sure.
That's a big deal, and of course, for you to be able to have these contacts, I mean, you're very lucky to have Duff,
Yeah,
who
absolutely.
has all of these contacts from the Matt Hamill days, and you made relationships back then, and they expect to see good fighters from you. I'm assuming.
No doubt. I'm
Yeah.
also lucky to have great athletes like Dave walking in the gym all the time,
All right, so it'll be on Spike TV. It'll be on the 24th, which is just
Saturday.
a week from this Saturday.
Yep.
And
It'll
who
be
knows?
the first fight on Spike, so they start at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
On the Spike TV card, and so he'll be the first fight. So we know exactly when he's fighting.
Right at
which is
8
great.
o'clock. All right. All right. Well, let's see if we can talk before, like maybe next Friday beforehand. I know you're going to be somewhere and all of that, but
Yeah,
maybe
we could
by
do a
phone.
call-in from down
Let's
there.
do something. I'd love to do that and make sure people are out watching on Saturday
Great.
night.
Sounds good.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay, man. Good luck and pretty exciting. Dave Marfone.